652, 8 shots, finally a decent run.
Girsan MC P35 PILW stands for the LW, obviously for lightweight. This is kind of a compact, lightweight, high-power clone that is an interesting little gun with some nice features and one minor, well, I don't know about minor, but one issue with it. So let's shoot it a little and then let's talk about it. 15-round Mekgar mag. It comes with one, but it also uses the 15-round mags out of the Springfield SA-35, which should also then use Browning high-power mags. I haven't tried them, but that's what it should work. All right, 12 yards. You know we have to go ask Alice. 115 grain Remington ammunition. And the plates. A little hesitation there because this trigger is, well, we're going to talk more about that in a minute. Going to do a 3-inch down there at the bottom on the left. And how about another one? And the silhouette. All right, that time it did stay open on the last round. I've had a couple of problems with it not staying open on the last round. Part of it is the way I shoot. Of course, my thumb is forward here. It's actually riding a little bit on the front of the slide stop lever. I'm making sure it stays away from the actual part of the slide stop lever that'll allow it to go down, but just putting pressure on the front may hold it back. And I do ride it, since it does have a manual safety, this is single action only, and I ride my thumb on top of the safety. The safety is ambidextrous. You can work at both sides. This is single action only, no decocker. Straight trigger, and again, you can see the gun is empty right now. That's my issue with this gun. When I first got this, I got this last fall. I've had it at the range several times. I've been reluctant to bring it out to a video because because of this trigger. I like straight. It doesn't have a lot of take-up, does have some, and a nice even press and no over travel. That I like while I'm holding it back. Run the slide, and no tactile or audible reset, but it is a full reset to get it all the way, to get it back engaged. Problem is, when I first got this, it was more than a 7-pound trigger, single action out of a high power. Come on, I know they can do better than that. It's down now to just over 6, 6 1/4. Part of that, I think, is this hammer. The spring that, main spring that's making that hammer work is really tough, which means when you rack the slide, it takes a lot of effort if the hammer's forward. It doesn't take much of its back, but there's a lot of pressure on that, so I'm thinking that's got something to do with the trigger press. I don't like that heavy trigger press. I got to really work at it, particularly if I want to be accurate with it, and we will be accurate. You know, we'll take it out to 25 and 50 yards. A little bit about the Swampfox Sentinel II optic on here. I believe that's a 2 MOA. This is a green dot. I don't know if it'll show it there in the camera or not. Probably not. Yeah, not showing up. Anyway, it's a green dot. It does have the option of an iron sight that you can screw onto the optic in front of the lens, which is nice. Helps keep a little debris off. Don't need it. It is optional. You can actually get that that sight as a tritium, I believe. I don't like. Well, I don't need tritium. I go black sights. But this is the Sentinel II. It's a more rugged frame than the original Sentinel, which is what I do carry on my staccato. All right, enough talking about this. Let's take it over to 25 yards. Girsan MC P35 PI lightweight. This is a 15-round Springfield mag. Came out of my Springfield SA-35. Slam that in, run the slide. It does work, safety on. Let's just see what will happen over here at 25 yards. Let's start with the orange raccoon on the right. Boy, that trigger's heavy. Yellow crow next to him. Head flipper on the black silhouette. Gonna get it back. Well, I think I got the red woodchuck, didn't I? Or did I get the silhouette? There we go. Now let's go for the red woodchuck. Center of the red silhouette. Gonna get it back. There we go. yellow standing prairie. There we go. 6-inch orange one way over there on the left. And let's go back to the raccoon. And back to the red woodchuck. And no. So, slide did not stay back that time. And again, that's probably because I'm riding a little pressure up here. G10 grips, you can get this in all black as I did. You can get it with or without a rail. You know, I don't need a rail for anything. Certainly don't need to hang my lunchbox or anything else off the front. Some people like to hang lights off. Home defense gun, maybe. Concealed carry gun, not so much. G10 grips, good beaver tail. A couple of other reviewers have complained about a pinch point right up here, and I'm not feeling anything that's really sharp right there. I'm getting just a little bit off the back of the safety, not a big deal. However, if you see in the camera, I am getting a little bit red right in here, and again, that's from obviously what is probably a pinch point, although I'm not feeling it when I shoot it. Good pronounced magazine release. Again, it does come optics ready, and it'll fit the RMSC footprint, so there's no plate on it. Just direct mount this Swampfox Sentinel II or anything with an RMSC footprint. Fiber optic front sight, and so far seems to be working good. When I first got this out of the box, I couldn't make it work right, and that's why it's taken so long to get to this video. Once I got the Swampfox Sentinel on there, it is doing a little bit better. Of course, you see when you take the cover plate off, you lose the rear sight. There is, again, I mentioned the front sight on the Swampfox Sentinel does not perfectly co-witness. You got to really dip the sights in order to find the dot in there if that's what you're looking for. But again, it gives you some sort of an aiming point. Just a little bit of a flare on the front of the grip. There's no texture on the front of the grip, but so far with that flare and my fingers wrapping around on these G10s, it's holding on okay. And again, nothing on the back. I haven't had any slippage in the hand, so it's not pushing left, pushing right. So that's not as big a deal as I would have thought, because the G10 grips themselves are providing lots of good traction. All right, let's take it out to 50 yards. Girsan MC P35 PILW. I haven't figured out what the PI stands for. Private investing. I don't know about that, but anyway, I'm using 147 grain Federal, and again, this one is out of the Mekar mag that comes, the one mag that comes with the gun. So let's just see what I can do out at 50. Let's start with the silver gong, of course. 16-inch high right, white with a black center. 12-inch below it. 10-inch to the left of the 16. 8-inch below that, white with a black center. 6-inch to the left of that, white with a red center. You know, even a blind squirrel can find a nut occasionally. That's 147, seems to work best out of this gun. I kind of like it. You got a kind of a reddish brown silhouette with an orange spot there to the right of the 12. And that works. Let's go back to the 16. Go back to the gong. Boy, that trigger makes it tough. There's some small game below that. Can't identify what it is, but there. Can I get one of those from here? Oh yeah, it even knocked it into the 6. Can I get another one? And I'm pushing my luck. Got 2 with 1 shot. Do I have anything left, or did the slide just not stay back? Back to the gong. Back to the gong. And that time, the slide did stay back. All right, the Swampfox Sentinel has made this a whole lot better gun than it was with the iron sights, but that trigger is still absolutely atrocious. I'm gonna have to work on that. But all in all, for a sub $700 Browning high power clone with an aluminum frame, lightweight, again available with or without a rail, full length guide rod, no complaints. It's taken a while for me to kind of warm up to it. I've probably got about 300 rounds to it so far. If it wasn't for that trigger, I could really like this gun. I may have to have some, I may have to do some work on that. But There we go. Girsan high power. That's what they call it right there. Is the Girsan high power. And on this side, the MC P35 PILW match is what they're calling it on this side. There's a lot to there. Just a Browning, lightweight, compact, high power clone. Made by Girsan, imported by EAA, and getting to kind of like this gun. Thanks for staying with me.